Call the meeting to order at 4:31. Want to do a roll call, Joanne?
Sure. Linda Bushbaum, Sheila Conroy, Catherine Cox, Catherine Keenan, Tom Hurst,
Here.
Bob Lee.
Here.
And we have quorum with Michael Gillifrey and Tally Cordova absent. And I understand that our city council liaison, Susan, there's my dog, sorry. Michael is here, and Susie probably will not be here.
Yeah,
She's got a school event.
Okay. I don't think there's anybody from the public hiding around that wants to say anything. Guess we don't have any words from the public today. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes? Someone like to move to accept the minutes? Great. And is there a second to the minutes? Okay. Very good. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Reports from the director.
All right. Under administration, I will mention our RecTrack registration and ticketing software. I'm curious how many folks have tried to do an online purchase of a ticket.
Tried to.
I'm calling.
Yeah. So it's been an ongoing challenge. Recently, it's gotten much worse because the software has been hit by what they're calling brute force attacks. So there are people who apparently get hold of credit card numbers and they try to buy like a small dollar amount just to see if the credit card is valid, and so they'll just hit the computers, constantly over and over. And because of that, they had to suspend guest purchases. So you had to go in, create an account, give them your name, your birth date, your address, all this, even if you just wanted to buy a ticket to a free program. Then you had to wait for somebody in the city to say, okay, this is a valid thing, because of course the bots catch on to that and they fill it with garbage information. So they had to then have a person say, nope, that's a legitimate address, yes, we'll approve it. So they've added some more security software, and we're back able to register as guests now. But this and other things have finally begun to move the city into looking at other software. So hopefully we will be exploring some other software options for registration and ticketing in the near future. Under exhibitions, this is going to start sounding like a broken record, because pretty much from now until we open in October of 2026, the exhibitions department is going to be working on building the exhibits for Lila's Children's Gallery. So they are doing prototyping, they're doing ADA assessments, they're looking at other museums and those kind of things. But that's what they're going to be focused on for the next year. Under collections, Elizabeth?
Well, I just finished what feels like a whirlwind walking tour season, and then we're gearing up for the spooky tours on Saturday in Catlin. We're ready. I think we're ready.
We're totally ready.
We did our practice run last week, and it went well. So I've got my outfit. I don't know about you.
I do too.
Yeah. We got some fun spooky lanterns. Everything, they're all sold out. Lots of people have been telling me like, I wish I could have got in. So I think if we do this next year, we're going to have quite a lot of interest.
How quickly did you sell all 4?
It's been a few weeks, right?
Yeah, I
And
think.
that's with the rec track problems.
Yep. I mean,
It's
a lot of them
not-
sold out before we even had the rec track issues. They sold out, yeah. I think 3 of them were sold out within days, and the 4th one took a couple
You need to raise the price.
I think we should raise our price. I had that thought too, because I saw that Dory charges $25.
Wow.
So, and I think I paid in Lafayette only $20 for their Pontiff tour. So that's definitely something I think to consider, at least for these special tours that are not the standard. I think it's worth looking into. I got to go to an open house at the Callahan House, which was just lovely, put on by their advisory board. Many of the city council members were there. Susie was there. Got to really meet a lot of people from the landmark committee board, so it was really lovely to network there. And I also got to speak in front of a CU history class. Professor Patty Limerick had me come and present about what we're working on here at the Longmont Museum in terms of ideas for our new history exhibit, and they're going to do 500-word action plans for us, so each student's going to kind of give their opinion on what we should maybe think about, so it'll be interesting to hear what they have to say.
Under education, last Saturday was the 25th annual Day of the Dead family celebration that the museum has put on. It's been in downtown Longmont since 2019. And we haven't gotten final numbers yet, but I think we were close to a record. It was a very well attended event. We moved it from the Kaufman Street, where it's been the last couple of years, over to Kimbark Street, because we weren't sure if the construction would be done on Kaufman. It felt like it actually worked a little bit better on the Kimbark Street side. I don't know if any of you got a chance to go, but it's a great event, and it is one that we are kind of transitioning the logistics and management over to the rec department. Museum will still be heavily involved, but things like filling out the use of public places permit, some of those things, it makes sense to have one person in the city doing that for all the different city festivals, rather than we do it for one and the rec person does it for several others. So Sam Calhoun will be kind of running a lot more of Day of the Dead in the future, but we'll still be definitely involved. Art in public places. See, there's these cool new history under wraps. These are traffic light boxes. The metal box contains all the mechanisms for a traffic light that they have wrapped with historic photos. So the one that's up on the screen is a little hard to see, but it is actually across the way from one of the early railroad depots, and it is a photo of that depot not long after it was built, with people and cars and things out the front. It's a lot of fun.
There's one right at the intersection here. I don't know if anyone knows it, no train.
So,
Yeah, Maine and Quail. Okay. Another thing to note under AIPP, the last bullet item mentions that there are a lot of public art pieces that are along the St. Vrain Greenway, and as the work on flood mitigation moves slowly upstream, that's basically what they're doing, is moving upstream through Longmont. They've reached areas that have quite a lot of art, and one of the ones that will be impacted is one called Listening Stone. If you've ever, it's a stone that you sit in, and it was originally focused on kind of a ripple in the river, and it has the acoustic shell behind it. So you would sit there and you would hear the sound of the river magnified. After the flood, the ripple moved, and you can still hear kind of the river and ambient noise, but no longer quite fits the original plan. So
Is it Rogers Grove?
yeah, it's in Rogers Grove. So that one will be relocated, and they're going to try and figure out a way so we only have to move it once, since it's a very big stone that, you just want to be able to pick up, move, and set back down. So yeah, you'll see more about that. That'll be in the plans in the next couple of years. So we'll move that.
Will they find a new acoustic, like a new ripple to listen to?
That's the hope. Part of the challenge is that I don't think there's a good place necessarily upstream, so we might have to move it downstream to a place where we don't exactly know what the river is going to do, and just hope for the best. But there's still discussions underway.
Because I can see that the bit like just west of Boston, there's sort of that low-lying area, and there's some paths that let you get closer to the river.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
It's all
if we
finished,
move it,
Yeah.
further downstream.
Yeah.
That's another option. I'll mention that to Angela.
It's a neat thing.
I didn't realize it did. I remember the name, but I didn't get tried it before.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah, because if you lean forward, it's just like normal sound, and then you lean back into the stone. Whoa! So yeah, check it out.
My partner's a sound engineer, and he like geeked out over that thing for like 15 minutes.
Let's see. Under auditorium, we're back in full fall programming. We've had programs by Bonnie and Taylor Sims. Modus Theater and the Boulder Philharmonic did a program, and a conversation with El Comité. So we're definitely seeing a little bit less attendance than definitely we were with the Picasso programming, and just a little bit down. I think some of it is just construction and things like that. So continue to get the word out that our programs are continuing, even though you see a construction fence in front of the museum. Development, we will very shortly be announcing the official wrap-up of the capital campaign. Those of you that contributed, you've got an email from Megan asking to confirm exactly how you want your name spelled on the donor wall. That's one of the things she's working on right now. And then December 9th is Colorado Gives Day, so that's our next fundraising effort. And this year, it'll be basically general operating support for the museum, since we're wrapped up with the capital campaign. But still, great opportunities to support the museum on Colorado Gives Day. Yeah.
This is a bit random, but when we had all those ballot propositions a few years back to like expand the library, build the rec center and things, the museum really didn't do that and managed to raise enough money to build a whole new wing. Like in the spirit of like interdepartmental collaboration, anything, are there things that the museum did that those other organizations haven't explored that we could like be like, hey, if you want to build a new library, try X, Y, and Z, it worked for us? Does that make sense? That's a little bit of a big question.
Yeah, I mean it's a good point.
Like why were we able to do that without raising taxes? Like
We the short answer is we have tremendous support from the Stewart Family Foundation,
okay.
and they had already at the point when the ballot issues were being considered, they had already committed $5 million toward the expansion. So we knew we had enough to do a project.
So what percent of the addition is the Stewart Family Foundation?
Don't know. I would have to look.
Like the ballpark, like
Ballpark is probably 65%.
okay.
So yeah, it was a big part of it, and then we are also the only city department that has a development person. Megan Peters is the only city staff member who is devoted to fundraising, and that is only because she is paid from the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District grant. The city has, for a long time, I think that view is changing somewhat, but as said, we don't want to give taxpayer dollars to pay someone to then go back to the taxpayers and raise more money, which I think is a little bit short-sighted given some taxpayers are much more able to fund things than others. But so having Megan on board was another huge piece, and also the size of our project compared to say the Performing Arts Center, which was 2 to 3 times what we raised. I think is also a factor in all of that. Great question. Visitor services, we were definitely in a kind of odd situation in that, our galleries are closed, but we continue to have folks coming in. We're even continuing to sell, more than we were expecting in our gift shop. Thanks to anyone that's supporting that.
I had a question. How did the gift shop do it the day of the event?
Did very well. I don't think we have the final numbers, but I was talking with Elizabeth Myers, who oversees all of that, and she said it was a good day of sales, and that's usually our biggest day by far. Some days we've sold more at Day of the Dead than we would sell in a month in the gift shop.
Wow.
So, and I'm sure certainly more than we did say in September. $600, $700.
On the memberships front, have we considered selling memberships that kick in when the museum reopens? So it's get a membership now and you get Discovery Days for $1 cheaper, and you get a full year once the museum reopens.
We've been talking a lot about kind of what how membership is going to be structured and things like that, and we were really concerned that people would not be renewing, but what we found is that's not happening. People are really continuing to renew their memberships. We do let everybody know. In fact, Joanne has spent the last several days cutting up. We have little slips of paper that go in the membership renewal letters, and she's been cutting those for days because we're sending out a lot of renewals right now. So we let everybody know, our galleries are closed, but here are all the other benefits that we still have. We still get discounts on programs, you still get early registration, things like that. What we are planning on doing is we will be raising our membership rates, and so we'll do a campaign before we do that saying, renew now and get the old rates. So that's kind of our plan as we reopen is having a big push to renew at the old rates before they go up. Our plan right now is they'll go up probably in January of 27. So we'll get a few months of the old rates after we reopen.
And I had a question about the free outdoor concerts.
Yes.
Very successful. Is that going to be permanent to have free concerts at that point every year, or was that just because of the new courtyard?
We did free concerts in September last year because we had the new courtyard and it wasn't ready in the summer. So this year we went back to our free concerts in June and July, and that's what we'll do going forward. I think there's still possibility for doing programming in the courtyard in September. We didn't really have the bandwidth to make that work this year, but I think it's an opportunity definitely to do some programming out there. But we'll probably keep the free concerts in June and July going forward. And then, as I've mentioned, marketing is continuing to market that the museum is still open for programs. And then we had a great Day of the Dead. It was really well attended and well received. And then summer camp evaluation. So just scroll down. This is a fun infographic comparing summer camp for 2024 to 2025. It actually was fairly similar between the 2 years. We didn't make big changes in summer camp, but we definitely see a continuing strong support of our camps. Enrollment stayed right at 81% of camps, and our camp satisfaction rate went up by 0.1%, which is pretty significant in the world of evaluation. And we had, again, really strong support from volunteers. And then I will also just point out we have we get this report every month from the construction management company that we're using. So in terms of construction, we've paid out 17% of the total contract. As of this point, 0% change orders. I don't think we're even at 1% change orders yet. We've had a few more change orders coming in, but we are still very close to being on our original budget, and we have a good sized contingency that we're still well within. Things are going well. Any other questions on the director's report? If not, I know if Tom, you want to pass the baton to Callie for?
Thank you, Tom, for getting us started. I do not have a report from the chair right now. We do have some unfinished business, just an update on the Friends Board.
Yes. So way back at the beginning of the year, we had a meeting, and we'll plan to do that again next year. A joint meeting between the Friends Board and the Advisory Board, and at that point there was conversation around having a board member potentially attend the Friends Board, and they had a lot of changes in their schedule, and so it was hard to set on anything, but they finally have determined their meeting schedule going forward. So it will be the third Thursday on odd numbered months, so they won't be meeting tomorrow, but they will be meeting in November, maybe. But I just realized it won't be here because we'll have something I'll bring up afterwards, which is we're going to need to change or relocate our meeting too, because there's going to be some construction impacts next month. But anyway, they will be meeting in general on the third Thursday at noon of the odd numbered months of the year. So if anyone is interested in coming, just shoot me an email, or if someone wants to volunteer to be the regular liaison, they're certainly open to having folks at their meeting just to talk about what they're talking about. And then speaking of upcoming meetings, so November 18th and 19th, the construction will be impacting our building, probably the most significant that it will the entire time. They're going to be cutting a trench down the hallway to the education classrooms because they're running a new sewer line there. So it's going to be very noisy, very loud, and so we're essentially shutting down the museum for that. that week, and that would include the 19th would be Wednesday. So the board could either choose to relocate or cancel that meeting, but we won't be having public meetings in the museum that day. What the board's desire is on the November meeting.
Okay, so we still won't have any sessions at the meeting, right? So,
We could probably skip if needed. If we don't have a meeting, we won't do. We'll just wait for December. Do we usually meet in December?
We've often skipped the December one, but if we're skipping November, then we might want to meet in December just so that we do catch up on sessions and things.
Yeah. If we meet in November, we probably will have something to vote on.
yeah.
But if we skip, it'll be fine to wait another month.
So that December meeting would be December 17th, if anybody needs that date.
Yeah, are there any opinions about preferences on if we would meet in November or December?
I know I have a work trip sometime in Q4, but they have not told me what it is yet, which is very frustrating. So,
Then grades are due.
Before December 17th. Although November 19th, I may be at a conference. I haven't actually received the plane tickets yet, so I don't know when we're flying, but I think it's going to be on that Wednesday. So my preference is to meet to December.
My preference is meet in November.
Okay.
I mean, let's maybe, I guess.
Where would we meet? Like, do we
Right.
have a location, I assume, that we can move?
We actually found out today about the trenching, so we have not yet, but we will certainly, if nothing else, I know we could either look at a meeting room in the rec center or the civic center or the library are all options we could explore, but I'm sure we could find a.
Well, AIPP has been meeting in the Civic Centre since the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
MCC roof was done.
That's true. We could meet out at the MCC, and it should be
Should be done by
done
November
by.
17th.
that'd be cool. Now we could, like, for people who haven't seen the MCC,
Yeah.
do a tour of the same week to tour here.
So
Assuming that the agenda will be similarly light. It's not like we've been having 2-hour-long meetings lately.
So, yeah, I'm not aware of any big things coming up in November. So I think probably it'd be best to have a motion to change the location of the meeting.
Yeah, I'm moving to.
I move to approve the relocation of the next meeting, the November meeting, to a location to be decided.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Sure. All in favor?
I couldn't hear, but it's the same date.
We would, yeah, leave it the
The
same
19th.
date. Yeah. Yeah. Just-
Then is that a yes vote? Tom?
Yes.
Okay. So, all in favor?
So it'll be the same date, but a different location?
Yes,
Yeah.
same date, different location.
So, do we want to also think about canceling December? Because normally that's what we do. I think we don't meet in December, right?
Usually, yeah.
All right.
I mean, is there a motion to skip the December meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Linda?
Yeah.
Is there a second? Catherine? All in favor? Okay.
All right.
We will not meet in December. I don't have any other new business. Are there any other board comments, things that people want to bring up?
I just have one which I should have brought up earlier? Does the construction company give you that report in that format every month?
They do, yeah.
So I think that's very useful and
Mhm.
important.
Yeah. I didn't share it last month because it came in after the advisory board, and they've promised in the future they'll get it out at the beginning of the month, so I can share it with the board.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'll be nice to see how it progresses.
But yes, we are, next week we should start to see steel going up, and so the construction will start to go vertical, and we'll really get to see how the building looks at that point.
Exciting.
Now, we're gonna be okay for, the Boulder Film Festival?
That is moving to April, which is great news for us.
Oh, it is, it was in March, right? It was
Yeah,
usually in
it was
March.
in March, so.
So it's moving to April?
So that will give us even a little more time. Our galleries won't be open, but we should have our parking lot back. by
That's
April.
good, yeah, because we're gonna need it.
I'm sorry, what was the event?
That's the Boulder Film.
Oh, got it.
Not a Sundance.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Sundance start in 2026 or 2027?
2027, and that'll be the last week of January 2027. In preparation for Sundance coming, we extended our first exhibit through January 31st. So we'll have an exhibit, Frida Kahlo, photographs from her personal photo album.
Oh, wow.
Will be on when Sundance is in Boulder. And we've definitely been in conversations with the folks from Sundance, and they're still focused definitely on doing the last year in Park City, and I think have indicated that it's likely, the venues for the films will stay in Boulder for that first year, but there's definitely other opportunities to be connected.
I mean, yeah, there aren't enough hotel rooms. I think
Right.
yeah. It's like 2,000 people per available hotel room or something crazy like that.
So, yeah, there's,
I will be putting my house in.
Our HOA just been, or they banned it a while ago, but they didn't do it properly, how they properly planned it.
There aren't any other
Sorry.
things. Would anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I was gonna say one more thing, and it's just a statement. I also attended the tea at the Callahan House, and so you were there.
It's lovely.
And it was lovely. Yeah, and it was a great networking opportunity. I met, or reconnected with a number of people, and yeah, it was a wonderful event.
It was really, really nice. It's a beautiful place. I took a ton of photos. Really, really nice.
And it's on our Hounds walking tour. Okay, now you can adjourn.
Is that a motion?
Sure, I motion to adjourn.
Is there a second, Linda? All in favor? Okay, unanimous. We are adjourned at 5:06.